today I'm finna just show you guys just how easy it is. If you can do pulled pork, you can do these too. With that being said, let's get it. Plate rib. This is what you wanna have. That's why I got them out here like this and not ready, already, washed off and cleaned and ready to go, right? I just want you guys to see, when you buy them, they come just like this. You see how thin they are? It's the process of us cooking it, low, slow, and over time, they go ahead and rise and become the Dino Ribs that everybody knows. You guys look right here. Look, this is like a little bit of a blend I have of salt and pepper, right? Listen, I usually go 2 parts coarse, 16 ground. It's number 16 mesh, black pepper, that's what this is. And 1 part kosher salt, right? And then I like to always put a little bit of that seasoning with it. For you guys that have the beef seasoning, I always talk about the heavy meats. Hello, heavy meats, right? You put this on here. Oh, and it's gonna give us a little bit of flavor. That being said, let me take these in the inside, cut these open, and go ahead and clean these up. Now, what I've been doing is, I've been doing like a little bit of the trimming. I don't take all of this fat off of here. Anything that is loose, I like to have the hard fat on here. A lot of this is gonna render down. This will help keep the top moist, right? So you wanna have it like that. Try not to score your meat. Come over here, we'll do the same thing with this one. Remember, you don't wanna take too much of this off. But anything like this that look like it's just soft, some people say they like to leave that on there because it does render down. For me, I just take it off. I like the hard fat. What I do is I take it and I like to score it. That'll allow some of the seasoning, whatever we put on the outside. You see how it opens up right here? Don't worry, if you got a little tear in here, as you cook, it opens up a little bit, but you still keep the integrity of the structure. I'm gonna be using mustard, right? And I got it. It's some of you guys out there that just say, I don't want to use mustard. I don't like mustard. Man, you do not taste this. You see that marbling? See that fat in there? That's what keeps it nice and juicy. And when you do it low and slow, we render a lot of that. It spreads throughout the meat. It rises, become the Dino Ribs that we know. This right here is my beef, seasoning. I don't want to put brisket rub on the bottom side, right? So we're gonna start here. I'm gonna go ahead and just, give it some of this. Don't forget we scored it. Now we wanna get that bark. That's when we're gonna start putting that, that salt and pepper, on the top. I'm gonna put it on the side too, but right now I just put this down as a base. You wanna make sure that you shake this up if you guys making it yourself. You know what I mean? Cause like it could be a lot of salt that comes out. You just wanna make sure that you got it mixed up. This is my Rectech Dual Fire, pellet grill, right? It's got a 40-pound hopper on there. This is what I'm using and this is what it looks like. Smokin Pecan. You guys can pick them up on the website. Go to smokinpecan.com and use the code SMOKINAB. You guys will get 10% off of your very first order. There it is right there on the bottom right there. Again, that's SMOKINAB for 10% off. Now for my temperature, I'm using 250 degrees. I'm gonna put these just like that, right? Bone side down, each side up. Do the same thing with this one right here. Keep some separation. You can see the pepper, I see the salt, I see the B-rub on there, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and close this so this can go ahead and build up his temperature. Okay, so look, I'm gonna take you guys out here. I just wanna be truthful with you, right? When I'm doing Dino Ribs for my first 3 hours, at 250, I know I'm safe. What I do is nothing. I don't even open this up, even though I'm on a pellet grill, I can't open it. It'll bring my temperature right back. I already know my grill, right? I know my Rectech, and I know the pellets that I'm using. With that being said, you know what? I'm not gonna open this. You guys just gotta stay with me, and just trust the process. The first 3 hours, don't even lift the lid. Okay, so listen, it's been 3 hours, so we're gonna look at them together ourselves, right? I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up, so you guys come on in here. Here we go, look at that. Now that bark is starting to set. Now what I do is I take my hand, my finger, and I just rub this on there. You can tell it needs a little bit more time. So I'm gonna let it do its thing. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a spray back this way. Now you guys are gonna be asking like, AB, what is that you spritzing with? I'm spritzing with, look, this is just grape juice, half and half, equal parts. And I did put a little bit of apple cider vinegar in there. Okay, so if you guys noticed when I was spraying around the edges. And I checked with my finger to see if anything was dry at the top part of the edge, right? Did you notice that I didn't spritz over the top? I don't want no puddles or nothing to just soften up, my bark or nothing like that. So we just spray it on the edge if it needs that. That right there is looking good to me. Okay, so I've been probing this. Listen, here's the thing. You guys are used to probably seeing us. We always take some butcher paper, which I have right here, and then we wrap it to get it past the stall, right? But I want to talk to you guys about how friendly it is to be like a beginner and to render them, right? And I'm gonna stick this, oh my goodness. This right here is going in here like butter, right? All the way down. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my, my pellet grill off. And what we're gonna do now is take these off. What you wanna do is just have some kind of cooling rack, right? I'm gonna take these like this, just underneath it. And if you wanna know, is it tender? I'll show you if it's tender or not. Look at this. I just went to go take this off. And you can see that this bone right here is completely off, right? So I don't want to lose none of this. I'm gonna be extra careful. I'm gonna take this. We'll bring this over here like this, and we'll just lay him right here. Let me go ahead and get this next one. Same thing. This is when you do it right. Now, I'm gonna let these rest for about 45 minutes, right? That's gonna be key. Anytime you're doing big pieces of meat like this, they gotta rest. Let it redistribute the juices in the inside. So we're gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna take these bones off, close this, and I'll see you guys inside. All right, so look, I done let this rest for about 45 minutes, right? Now it's time for us to go ahead and cut this so you guys can see how it is. Now this is what I'm gonna do. Now don't forget, I mean, you can't forget, if you watch this whole video, you know that I didn't go ahead and do no wrap or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Because I usually wrap it in butcher paper, you know, put a little tallow on it, you know what I mean, and cook it and push through the stall, stuff like that, right? But I just wanted to show you guys can come up with this same type of result that I have. You seen the pellets that I use, and ooh, see when it's soft like this, and I'm cutting it at an angle, well, this piece right here is gonna be big, right? I don't wanna dull my knife, you know, by hitting that bacon sheet, you know, so let's cut that down on the bottom, you know what I mean? And when I take it like this, look, somebody would love to have that. You see that right there? Look at that. You wanna talk about juicy? Now I see a lot of people, what I'm about to do, I tell people don't do. Everybody wants to take it and they want to push it like this, but you see that? Look, you see how that renders out a lot of that fat? I want to keep that moisture in there. For this one here, I can go ahead and cut it, you know what I mean, one more time, but if you ain't never had a dino bone, here we go. Here go another picture for you. That right there is him, folks. And this right here is the membrane that was on the bottom. It still holds it. If I just wiggle this around a little bit, this will come out, right? Look, it's loose now. And remember how I scored it? Let me clear this. Flies out here trying to get it. Remember I scored it? This is why when you scored, you wanted to hold on a little bit. You guys can actually see how it's holding on to the bone. If I just keep wiggling this will slide right out. Now, if you want them to be tender like this, just follow the way I did it. And the way I infused it with them pellets, you know, with them pecan pellets, this right here is the one, right? So I'm gonna leave this one this way because I can tell you when you guys cut big pieces of meat like this, what it does is it turns, it'll start to oxidize. You know what I mean? I don't want this to be like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just save these and take them in the inside and give them to everybody. Everybody will take at least 3 pieces home. Now, if you like what you've seen, you know what I mean, and this is very beginner friendly, this will get your legs underneath you. When you put this out in front of your folks, they're gonna say, hey, this person right here is a grill master. They're not gonna know how you got them, you know, got that flavor. Don't forget, we use Smokin Pecan Pellet. That's smokinpecan.com. Don't forget, if you guys wanna get a 10% discount, we're gonna give you a code. Now, that being said, do my channel.